Hello and welcome back to the Misfits podcast, rated 5 stars on iTunes. Oh my god, by Tappin CJ. He said it good. What a nice guy.
Good on him.
I'm joined today by Swaggersouls,
Hi.
Zuckles,
G'day, boys.
Mccreamy. Shut the fuck up, Mccreamy. Shut the fuck up.
Wow.
You piece of shit.
John on the radio.
Hey.
And iNoToRiOus, aka Matt.
Hello.
And we have nothing to talk about today. It's been
That's right, boys. It's been real good.
All right.
We've already run out of ideas.
Good podcast.
Thanks for listening.
No, I mean, Zuckles, you went to LA recently. Why don't we start it there? You've been to LA by yourself. You missed
Yeah,
your first
God knows
flight.
how I
You're a
fucking
big
got
boy,
it.
huh?
You missed your first flight.
Yeah, so like, I'll tell you. I'll go
Start
to that
from the
part.
beginning.
Yeah. So, obviously, I got, like, a lot of you know that I've been out in fucking America lately, and, you know, we're doing big things, boys, all right? We're doing big things. Nah, but seriously, like, I got my flights booked and shit, and so I'm like, I'm all ready, I'm all organized, because this is, like, my first time ever going on, like, an international flight on my own. And so I get to the airport, and I went to the check-in, checking
you're
my
high,
luggage.
right? You're
And I'm
high
high
as
as
you go to
fuck.
the
Oh
airport.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
so
god.
you're nice.
I was absolutely fucked. But I was ready. I was like ready, dude. So I'm like, you know, got my bag, got my headphones on, jamming to some nightcore, walking to the counter. And I get there, and I'm like, yeah, acting all big and tough because you know I'm on my own now in the airport, like I'm a big boy. And I hand her my e-ticket, and I'm like, yeah, ready. And she goes, your flight was actually yesterday. I'm like, what? My flight was yesterday. And like from that, like my eyes shot up, dude. I was like, oh fuck, wait, that can't be right. And then she just pretty much told me to like go redirect to the counter and shit, and it all just went downhill. Let's just say I didn't catch the flight that night.
And then you DM me and Jay, and you're like, missed my flight, bro. They fucked me over. Like you misspelled it because you're a high. Like, they fucked
I thought
me
you were like
over.
actually in trouble.
Oh shit.
Literally
But
spelled fucked me over with a J. Like that's how fucked you over.
yeah, I was ready. Like I would have clutched up at that airport. Like I would have gone through it. Even.
Yeah.
I believe it. So you got on the flight the next day, though, right? No worries.
Yeah. So I went out to LA. I went
Did you get stoned again?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why not?
That's the best way to do it, dude. Like I'm not saying you should do drugs at all.
But you should
I
do
don't-
drugs.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No.
especially on an international flight.
Yeah,
I mean-
international flight. Like this was my first time ever catching an international flight on my own as well. Like I was by myself, dude. Me out
Yeah.
of all of like anyone else, it was just me. But yeah,
Amazing.
like I took the flight. It was all well. Landed, and then I got the Uber to the the Clout House. not to brag.
Whoa. The Cloud House?
Yeah,
The
the
Cloud House.
House.
Oh,
The house
over
in the clouds.
And
just casually.
no, but like I went in, met, like introduced myself and shit, and like they were really fucking cool people. Honestly, like some of them are insane.
Do you want to explain what the Cloud House is for your listeners who are 40 years old and don't understand what the Cloud House is?
Yeah, so it's a mix of like a couple people that have clout. Clout definition being
Wait, so what the fuck were you doing there?
okay. All right. Nah, but there's some things going on in the background behind the scenes right now that may go through or may not. We don't know yet for sure, but it's pretty much to do with phase, and there was a lot of shit that we had to discuss, and pretty much one of them was to click with all the people and like see how the environment was and how I like behaved. And let's just say my autism does its job well, and I made my mark in that house already.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the
We were
Snapchat.
watching all the videos on Twitter. Of you
Yeah.
just- obviously
Yeah,
everyone in face following you around with their camera phones like you're a fucking animal.
dude, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how I made it back to Australia alive, dude. Like seriously, holy fuck. There was this night at the phase party. So like there was this big phase thing that happened. It was like a Chinese theater rented out and shit. And then like there was the after party like at the Clout House afterwards. And I got really baked. Like I was walking this house barefoot. Like I looked like a hobo walking through. And there was one of those, those hoverboard things with two wheels and you like balance. It's like it's like a Segway without handlebars. Yeah. And like I was so fucked, and there was that many people because I went into this environment knowing nobody. Like I knew no one there, like literally no one. I was like floating around on this hoverboard high as fuck while everyone's like drunk and partying. And dude, I felt like an IRL like gimbal, dude. I was like observing everything really weird. I was like floating around, like looking at people with my arms by my sides and shit. It was a good night though. But yeah.
Was it what you expected?
Honestly, it was. It really was. I wasn't expecting anything like too out of the blue.
Who was the funniest person there?
The funniest person, oof. Fuck. Like
was Keemstar there?
Yeah, Keem was the funniest cunt. That's it, dude. Keem is legit one of the funniest cunts I've ever met, dude. Holy shit. Because I won't go into too much detail.
Is he funny on purpose or just funny because he's
naturally? No, not just because he's Keemstar. Like he's naturally funny. Really, he naturally is.
I remember I was watching you playing Friday Fortnite in like the FaZe offices, and like I think you like heard Keem yell at you or something, or like Keem was fucking with you in some way, and you just whip your head around. You go, "Shut the fuck up, Keem! We'll go over there and shave your beard off, cunt." I just fucking died. I'll trim your goatee, man.
That office already hates me by far. There's no doubt.
Oh man, did they snag your webcam during that stream?
Yeah, they yoinked my webcam midstream, dude. They fucking yoinked it. I don't know.
Oh man.
They said they needed it for the pro players, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, fine.
All-stars,
Go,
huh?
be my guest, dude. Roll out the red carpet while you're at it, you know? Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It was a good trip, though. Like, to go into an environment like that on my own and being me, like my retarded self, I'd say I did a pretty good fucking job, honestly. I really did.
I think you, by the sounds of things, you handled yourself pretty well, I think.
Yeah. And I made it
I was
back
actually
alive.
genuinely worried because, you know, as most of our listeners know, Zuckles is genuinely probably one of the most autistic people that we know.
Yeah.
So, like, the idea of him, like, being shipped off to LA by himself with all these, like, fucking, like, big personalities and stuff, I was like, he's not going to come back in one piece, man. I'm going to fucking...
Especially because
my boy.
Especially because he went on his fucking flight high. Like, I know how hard that is. And, like, I did that. I did that with iNut. Like, I can go in on the story, but... Like, it was so challenging. Like, once
honestly
the edible
international one.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, because you have to go into the international terminal, especially if you're at LAX, dude. It is fucked. It is fucked.
Yeah.
We should just save that for another story, honestly.
Oh, dude,
Well, we could
we
talk
might
about...
yeah.
Because we haven't actually talked about our time in LA together when we got... Wait, who was actually there for that? It was Zuckles,
It was
me,
all of us
Toby.
Except, yeah, I mean...
Oh, no. Swagger wasn't there.
Yeah, I
Matt
wasn't there.
either.
Swags weren't
We
there.
might want to leave that for another... Because we could talk about our entire Boston experience, I guess.
Yeah, that
we
was
might want
an
to leave it for
experience.
another episode.
I could go in with the edible story at LAX with iNut. I can go in on that because how fucking challenging that was. I remember this was to get to Sydney.
This is a good story.
This was to get to IEM Sydney.
Yeah.
So I go from my flight from the East Coast. I get to LAX, and so I arrive. I text iNut on the Wi-Fi. I'm like, "Yo, man, where are you? I'm here." It's like, "Oh yeah, I've been here for like 3 hours on a layover. I'm at this terminal at the check-in gate." I was like, "Okay." Make my way over. Grab my bags. I see him. I throw my shit in the check-in. And then he goes, "Yeah, well, let's get going. Let's go to our gate." And I was like, "Okay, sweet." So we make our way to the other terminal. And as we're walking, we're bullshitting. And he just goes, "Yeah, I've been here for like 3 hours, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I decided to, go on a little expedition." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Pulls out a fucking bag of gummies, edibles. And I go,
Wait, where did you find those?
There was like a mile away, so I was just like, okay, fuck it. I had like 5 hours to kill. So I was like, okay,
mile
so
away
I'll take
from
a
the
taxi.
fucking airport.
Yeah,
Left the airport on a gummy
the
adventure.
totally worth. Totally worth.
How did you get the gummies? I didn't hear the stories of you getting the gummies.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like back when I was booking my flight, I could have had like a 5-hour layover at something like O'Hare, or I could have had it at LAX. So I'm just like, huh.
Oh yeah,
have dispensaries
it's
there.
Answer. Obvious choice.
Literally thinking emoji. I was like, okay, fuck it. So I get there. I finally get off my plane. I just hop on this random taxi, and they have like a $20 minimum or something stupid, even though the place is only a mile away. So I was just like, okay, fuck it. I go in there. I get to the dispensary or whatever. I started asking around. I'm like, "Do you have brownies or something like that?" They're like, "No, we only have gummies." I'm just like, "Oh crap," because I know those things are going to kick in very fast compared to brownies. So I was like, and that's the only ones they had. So I was like, okay, whatever, fuck it. We just grab those, come back. It was like $60 in total just for that trip and like just getting there and buying them and getting back. But it was worth it. And then I just met up with Swagger.
Worth it.
Dude, it was 100% worth it. 60 people to sleep on a 14-hour flight.
He
100%.
fucking pulls out this bag of gummies, and I go, "Are those edibles, or is that THC?" And he just goes, "Yeah, boy," and he just like nods his head at me, and like smiles the widest fucking grin, the most devious smile I've ever fucking seen on his face. And I'm like, "Okay, how many gummies are in there?" He goes, "There's 10." I go, "Okay, so there's 10 gummies. How many milligrams each?" He goes, says on the bag that they're, he's checking the back of the bag. He goes, 100 milligrams each. I go, "That's a lot. That is a lot." And I said, "Well, look, I don't know if if I want to eat any of them because I'm going on an international flight. I'd prefer to be sober for it. I don't want anything to go wrong." And he was like, "Oh, well, man, I bought it for nothing, like I'll just eat them all myself." And I was like, "I don't know if you should eat 10 100 milligram gummies by yourself, Matt."
1,000 milligrams of THC.
and
You're
so-
dead. You're a dead man walking.
So he
It was
goes,
indico. So it was even
"Oh
worse
yeah,
'cause I
that's
wanted
the
to
thing
sleep on
too,
the
man."
plane.
But he was like, "I'll just eat them myself." And I'm like, "That's not a good idea." I go, "I'll tell you what. I'll eat one. I'll just eat one. I'll get mildly baked. I'll get mildly baked, and then we'll go to the flight. I'll be fine, and you can have as many as you want. I'll still be like on Earth. I'll be able to help." And he was like, "Okay." So I eat one, and I thought he was going to have 2 or 3. I thought he was just going to have 2 or 3. He has 9. He has the other 9. The other
Matt
9
just puts
in
his
the bag.
entire fist into the bag.
He did.
Yeah,
He
what are you
fucking
doing?
he grabbed it in one handful and just fucking
Jesus.
started chewing them. And I was like, okay. I was like, all
Are
right,
you
man.
trying to die?
Yeah, man. I was
Dude,
monkey
you guys
assing
have seen me on
internally.
500 milligrams
Oh
too.
my fucking
500
God, dude.
milligrams.
I was like, all right. So we're like right outside the terminal. I go, throw away the bag. Like we just ingested these. We need to go through security as soon as fucking possible. And he's like, okay. So we drop off the bag in the garbage. We go into the gate. We go through security. It went completely smooth, completely fine. They
Or no,
fucking
you got stopped for. Did you
Well,
get stopped
yeah,
for your helmet again?
yeah,
and I
they
pulled
fucking-
out, that's where it was
every
in my
time.
vlog. I was when we
Yeah.
got stopped. That was me recording it there at that part.
Dude, it was stupid. Every single fucking time I go to the airport, I have to take the helmet out of my bag because I know if I put it through with the bag, they're gonna think it's a bomb because I have all my electronics, like my chargers and shit, inside the helmet, so they think it's a crudely made pipe bomb.
Yeah.
So they
And it
fucking
looks like your bag is like a brick too. It's rectangular as fuck.
yeah.
I think
Well, it's
you
'cause
must
the
do that
helmet's
just to
in it.
fuck with them, surely.
No,
you put them
I-
in there every time.
Well, I have to do it because that's the only way everything will fit. Is if I put in the
It's
helmet
like
first and then I
Tetris.
put
Bag's a game
everything
of
in the
fucking
helmet.
Tetris, dude.
But so usually, like, I'll take the helmet out first, so that way they know it's a fucking helmet, so they don't have to open my bag. But either way, they fucking swabbed it for explosives. They swabbed my fucking hands for explosives. I wasn't high yet, so I was like, okay, yep, this is par for the fucking course. Fine, a little bit of a delay, that's fine, and then we're through security. We got everything sorted. So I'm walking with Matt. And Matt's looking fine. He's completely sober, and
Oh yeah,
I'm
we were
sober
great
as well.
until we like got food
And-
or whatever.
Well, yeah, I go, man, I'm fucking starving. I was like, let's get something to eat before we go on the flight. He's like, all right, go over to this burger place. I get a burger. He gets a drink. I have a drink too. I'm about maybe like 3/4 of the way
I
through my
spilled
meal.
the drink like as soon as I
Yeah.
sit down. I like spilled the drink and I joked. I'm like, oh haha, that's the edibles kicking in, haha.
Yeah.
No big
Yeah,
deal.
That's
you
the most
lit-
iNut thing to do.
Yeah, he literally
Holy shit.
he plays it off as like, haha, yeah, edibles are kicking in, haha. I was like, oh yeah, good one, Matt. Yeah, it's probably gonna happen any minute, and and I'm like maybe 3/4 through my fucking burger, and he just turns to me, goes, yeah, Swagger, the edibles are kicking in. And I go,
I just
go,
look at you and I'm just like,
oh, dude.
we should make our way over to the terminal. And you
Yeah.
look back at me and you're like, yeah, we probably should. And then like 5 minutes later, I look at you, I'm like, dude, we should make our way over to the terminal.
you-
And you
you-
start back wide-eyed. You're just like, yep, let's go. And you just sit down your sandwich. I was like, oh, fuck,
yeah,
we're
dude,
kicking
I
in at that point.
Yeah, because I thought you were joking first. I was like, yeah, huh? And then you look back like 2 minutes later, like seriously, like with distress in your eyes, and you were like, no, we should go now. And I was like, all right, threw the rest of my burger away, finished my drink. I knew it was gonna be cottonmouth, fucking threw that away. Then we went, And we
Literally,
make our way
like,
to the
not
gate.
even 10 steps later, when we walked up from the table, they were fully kicked in.
Yeah, for him, fully kicked in.
Dude, you must have been like a big drooling babe at that point. Like, what the fuck?
Well, we were literally right outside the food court, and I could tell Matt's fried. Like, he was like pretty fried. And I was like, okay, that's fine, because I'm still okay. By the time I got to the gate, I wasn't okay. I was in that headspace where I was just like, yeah, I'm totally high. Like, where I recognized, like, yes, I'm high now. And I was like, that's fine. I'm right by the gate. We'll wait here for like half an hour.
And you tell, like, when we were walking
I'll be on the
to
plane.
gate.
Oh, what about when we were walking to the gate?
So we were walking there, and we heard this alarm going off.
Oh my God,
what
that's
is that?
right.
It was like, that's kind of loud. It was almost like you were in like a fire drill in school.
Yeah, it was this super
loud. I'm like,
loud
what is
alarm.
it? I was like looking around. No one else was reacting to it.
Yeah, no one else was fucking
So
reacting to
I
it.
covered my ears. And I was like the only one doing it. I look at Swagger. I'm like, dude, is it okay for me to be covering my ears right now?
You
I'm like,
thought
are you
it
hearing
was
that
in
too?
your head. You thought it was in your head.
No, I thought it was like it was quieter than it was. I was like, is
No, dude, it was
am I
super
normal
loud.
for plugging my ears? You're like, yeah, that's normal. But then
Yeah, I
thinking
was like,
about
that's
it now,
fine.
you're also high too. Because then we round the corner, it's literally one of those go-karts sitting there that they like bust around people on, like just
Dude,
sitting
there
there
was-
normally.
There was no mistaking how fucking loud that shit was. But either way, like, we get there, I'm fucking fried. And Matt is, like, beyond fried. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be easy at this point. We have our itinerary. We have our boarding passes. All we have to do is go up to the lady as soon as the plane boards, and we'll board. So I go up to the lady, and I go, yeah, what's the plane boarding? And she goes, actually, what's going to happen is we're going to open the gate, and you guys are going to go down the stairs and go onto a bus, and then the bus is going to taxi you out onto the tarmac, and then you're going to board the plane from there. And I was processing that in my mind, and then I said, okay, that's fine. I walked back to Matt, and I go, Matt, this is an extra step we didn't need right now, but we're going to be going out down the stairs onto a bus, and the bus is going to be taxiing us out onto the tarmac, okay? Do you understand? And he's like, yeah, I understand. I get it. Yeah,
It was so confusing because the
Yeah, he
inside
was
looked
really
like
confused.
it looked like a normal gate too that you go up to. They had the screens where they scan your boarding pass and everything. Just outside the door, a bus was sitting there. Just
I've been on that kind of bus before, and I hadn't slept for a whole day, so I know what those fucking buses are like.
It was our first
Especially-
time doing it, and we were like,
Dude,
totally
they
fried, seriously.
pack bolt cunts on it too, so there's like no breathing
Yes.
room.
Yeah, dude,
I
like,
had to
it was-
stand.
there's
I didn't
no
get a
room.
seat.
No, like no one
Jesus.
did. Like I remember they called us in. We were like, okay, time to go, Matt. Time to go. Let's go. And he's like, okay, yeah. He's following me, behind me. We get onto the fucking bus, and it's just like sardines packed. And I have to like reach my fucking left hand like all the way up, almost on my fucking tippy toes to grab the handle. Insert short joke there. And Matt's in front of me and to the left of one person. So he's like diagonal left of me. And so I'm like, by the time I'm on there, I'm just extremely baked, like far gone baked. And I'm like, oh my God, I am really fucked up. And I'm on a bus right now. And I need to not panic. Because I think I'm going to have a panic attack.
Dude, same. I was literally just repeating in my head. I'm just like, you're high. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. The entire bus ride.
Dude, the panic for me was like looking around, like fucking darting my pupils like all over my eyes and going, they know. He knows. She knows. He knows. I'm high. I'm fucking high. Everybody
But
knows
if you
I'm
were feeling
high.
like that, then Matt must have been feeling nine
No,
times
no,
worse.
no,
yes,
wait,
no. Let me
Fucking
just keep going because like I was fucking there and I was just getting so freaked out and so in my head and I was getting so anxious. My fucking heart started to beat really, it was either really quick or really hard, and I didn't know, and it scared me because it was just going dum, 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 and I could feel the pulse in my fucking toes. And I was like, there's no way this is normal. I was like, I think I might be having a stroke, a heart attack, or an aneurysm. And
That's me every time.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, don't panic. I go, I don't know if it's beating hard or if it's beating fast. So I grab my hand and I put it up to my chest like I'm feeling my heartbeat. But then at the same time, I'm conscious that if I'm just fucking, saluting the flag essentially on a fucking on a bus, everyone's gonna be like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? So I was like moving my hand around, so I was like scratching my chest. But I was really just feeling my heartbeat. And I'm counting the heartbeats. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. And like to see how much it would be in a minute, just to see if it was a normal heart rate. I lost count either way, so it didn't fucking matter. But I was more like, okay, what if I just made like a beat to this to distract myself? So I was just like tapping on my fucking like leg to like make a beat, like a trap beat out of my heartbeat, and then that distracted me
Everyone
enough.
else on the bus is like looking at this fucking guy just like beatboxing on the bus, like what the fuck is this asshole doing?
But it ended up calming me down, and then I go, wow, that was crazy. I go, if I'm that fucked up, Matt is on 9 times my dose. And he is like 50 pounds lighter than me. He must be in the fucking stratosphere. And I look at Matt, and Matt, like, and Matt's doing this thing where he's looking like over his shoulder at me, and as soon as I make eye contact with him, he just snaps his fucking head forward. And he did that like 4 times. And I don't know what was going through your head. What was going through your fucking head?
It's like, I can't trust this guy.
Oh my god. But dude, I remember the bus felt like it was going light speed, like it was going 80 miles an hour.
Oh
Matt,
my god. It was so humid in there too with the fans. It was just flying
it felt
down
like
the
it was
tarmac.
going so fucking quick. Because we were going all the way to the end of the tarmac. And the bus ends up stopping, and I'm like, okay, fuck, how do I get out? What's my plan? And I'm like planning like my escape route out of the fucking bus. I was like right next to the door. I would have just had to wait like 10 seconds. Wait 10
Literally,
seconds.
the door
people
just
are
opens.
exiting.
I just like pile out and just fall out. And I was
Dude, yeah, dude, like I go, and you shoved a lady out of the way to get near me. Yes. And then the lady like did this fucking double take, like, what the fuck?
Yo, lady, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But either way, I'm like, oh my god, I'm fried. And Matt is just like just not responding. Like he's on autopilot. His body is like, I know what I need to do, but his brain is elsewhere. And so we end up going up to the the gate to enter to like board onto the plane. And we're standing in line. And the line was there for like a good half an hour. To an hour, really. It was fucking terrible. But Matt is just going, oh my god, when is the line gonna move? Oh my god. And he's saying this out loud in a line where there's like 50 other fucking tired, travel-weary people. And I'm just like, and I'm just going, Matt, shut up. Like, be quiet. Shut up. Because I just didn't want to draw attention to us. That's it. I wanted to be as covert ops as possible. And I'm like, okay, like just don't talk. Just shut up. And he was like, all right, yeah, I can do that.
Dude, I was peaking at that point. I was freaking out. That's why I was like, dude, I need to get on that plane. When is it gonna move?
And I'm in line. I'm like ghost ripping my jewel because I needed Nick so fucking bad to like stay in focus. And I remember like I was like, okay, I'm going when the plane and the line moves, I'm gonna go to seat A38. And then I'm going to put down my bag. I'm going to unzip my bag. I'm going to take out my headphones, my iPhone. I'm going to take out my charger. And then I was going to zip it up and then put it on the overhead, lock the overhead, get in my seat, buckle in my seatbelt, put on my blanket, and I'm good. And I would just rehearse that over and over in my head for like 5 fucking minutes. And then I was standing there and the line wasn't moving. And I was like, oh, well, fuck it. I'll just take off my backpack and take all my shit out, put it on me. So that way all I have to do is go there, put my shit up, and then go in. And Matt's looking at me like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, I'm taking all my shit out of my bag, and he's just really confused. And he was like, what were you doing? I was like, I was just getting my stuff. He's like, okay. I thought there was like a problem with the weight. I thought you were making your bag lighter. I was like, no. No, I wasn't doing that.
It's like the most anxious person.
Yeah, I was like,
when Matt's anxious, he turns into like a 40-year-old mom who wants to speak to the manager. I swear to God.
Oh my God, it's straight up. But I remember.
Why isn't this line moving?
Oh my God.
Dude, I was freaking out.
It was another 10 minutes, and Matt just goes, oh my fucking god, cunt, when is this line gonna
Oh
move?
Oh, no.
And
My bad.
then the line starts to move. And I go, Matt, as soon as you say it, and then I start walking, and it tripped him out. He was like, I made the line move.
Genius.
I made the line move. And he was convinced you made the fucking line move. And he was like, dude, I made it move. I was like, yeah, man. Yeah. Let's get to our seats. Got to my seat, fucking put my shit in the overhead.
I was worried because you went in front. You had to go in front of me because you were the window seat.
I was in the window
aisle
seat.
And I was freaking out. I'm like, dude, I need to go first. I need you to watch after me. You're like, you can't.
Yeah, I was like, you can't.
I was literally, when we were on the
go.
plane at that point, I was literally just like right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. I was just that bad.
I was just focused on, like, don't overshoot my seat because I can't go back. Like, the line is a one-way street, and I don't want to hold anyone up. So I stop right at my thing. I put my shit in the overhead. I sit down. I buckle in. I put my blanket on it, and I just go, oh my God, I am not moving from the seat for 16 hours, and that's that. And then Matt sits down next to me and doesn't say a word, takes his blanket out, covers himself, and he puts his hands, like he takes the blanket with his hands and puts it over his face, and he's just doing this breathing where he's just going.
Oh, what the fuck?
And he's straight up, like his head is bobbing like super hard, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, should I ask him if he's okay or just leave him? Because he had his headphones on, and I go and I'm thinking, I'm like, he's either really enjoying himself or he's having a terrible time, and I just couldn't figure out which. And I was like, I'll ask him tomorrow. I'll ask him when we wake up. And I just recall looking at him, and he's just doing this thing where he's just like straight up like seizing in his seat with the blanket over his face. And there's like a kid in the aisle seat, like in the middle, just like looking at him like every so often. And I was like, oh my God, there's a kid looking at Matt. I go, what if like a hostess notices and she asks me if he's okay? Like, what do I say? Now, if I was sober, I would have said, oh, he just has pre-flight anxiety. And so he's just trying to chill right now, and that would have been that. But the only two options I had in my head were he's autistic, or and that wasn't the one I was going to go with. The one I settled on saying, if a hostess asked, was, no, he's just asleep and he's having a dream. That was the one I thought was the best. I thought that
looked at the hostess with just red bloodshot eyes, smiled, be like, no, he's just asleep. He's having a dream.
Yeah, like he's a fucking dog.
I just remember climbing in. I saw the blanket. I was just like, oh, yes, they got blankets on the international flight. So I pulled that shit open, pulled it over myself, put in my headphones, just plug them into my phone, pull up Spotify. I can't even work my phone at that point. So I just hit play, and whatever's going is going. And it's like Rihanna. And I was just like, fuck it. I'm going with this.
You were peeking to Rihanna Umbrella. I had such a crack up when you told me that. Like, I was like, why were you peeking to Rihanna Umbrella? I was like, you're such a basic white girl. Like that is not the song to peek to.
I couldn't
Start
find
having
the
panic
skip
attacks
button.
about Chris Brown coming to you and beating shit out of you mid-flight.
Oh my god.
All right.
But yeah,
Was
we
that
woke
the end
up.
of that story?
Pretty much, we woke up like fucking 16 hours later. I slept the whole
Dude, but
flight.
you
We were
can't
landing.
lie. How easy is it?
It's
when
so
you're on
good. It's
edibles
like
to get-
time travel.
It's
I
the
would
best.
totally do it
It's
again.
the best
100%.
thing. I would do it in a heartbeat, dude.
I would do
Legit,
it again, but I
maybe
wouldn't.
with brownies, just not the gummies.
No, you shouldn't. You just don't take fucking 9. Just don't eat 9. Just don't eat 9 of them. It's that easy.
Where's the fun in that? I don't understand.
Dude,
Anyways.
it's so much fun when you take too much. Just saying.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I think we're gonna do some questions now because
Yeah,
that's
questions
pretty much
and
the only
answers.
story we have for this episode. Yeah, Toby, you put a tweet out on Twitter, so we've got quite a few here. One from the Exotic Waffle. It says, if you had to choose any sponsorship, what would it be?
Well, now that you say it,
That's a good one.
Fortify is a great VPN service. Are you a criminal, degenerate, derelict, or a paranoid tinfoil hat wearer who has a stroke every time he realizes that the government is tracking your every move?
That's me.
Well,
Oh boy, am I.
put your fears to rest and put Fortify to the test. This VPN service is the best in the business. If you want to torrent anime without your ISP breathing down your cock, purchase sketchy items on completely legal sites, or otherwise become invisible to the big brother government that wants to take your rights away, then you are in luck.
Oh boy.
Fortify can help you avoid censorships, torrent with ease, and prevent your online activities from being monitored. Even Fortify doesn't know what you're doing online either. Their strict no-logging policy ensures that you can engage in disgusting debauchery on the Wild West frontiers of the internet. Fortify even offers military-grade encryption to pair with the purchase of a military-grade firearm off of the deep web. Major reputable tech publications such as Lifehacker and Gizmodo have attested to the security and reliability of Fortify. The perks of this VPN service include being able to watch porn at school, being able to torrent porn to your heart's content, watch porn online without the government watching you, and watch porn with lightning-fast connection with a lightning-fast erection. For the fair price of only $89 for a lifetime subscription, you can surf the internet to your heart's content. Don't miss out on this amazing deal, and be sure to go to fortify.me/misfits and leap on that opportunity. That's the number 4, followed by the letters T, F, and y.me/misfits. Don't be insecure. Get Fortify today.
Damn.
Woo!
Man.
That was epic.
That was our first ad. Our first ad. We're
first
making
ad.
fucking paper,
Money!
baby.
Paper.
And we are
Banana.
promoting the fact that kids
Holy
can buy guns
shit.
on the internet. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know.
All right.
It's your
All right.
right, kids.
Fantastic.
All right, let's jump to this Q&A.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, where should we start? What's the good question?
Well, Audie Marie asks, do you act different to each other when playing games online compared to when you meet and hang out for real?
You know what? When we met Swagger and iNut and actually Zuckles as well for the first time in Australia for Sydney. Me and Toby flew over to Sydney. You guys, it was Melbourne. Sorry, Melbourne for
Yeah,
PAX
it's
Australia.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
I legit remember like thinking by the end of the trip like, this is literally they were exactly what I expected them to be, and like we
We'll click
like, so
from
well.
the moment we met.
It's actually, it's
Yeah.
pretty bizarre to be honest. Like that shit, it's a good feeling.
It's really
fucking
good.
is.
Yeah, well, it was very like, I was kind of like curious to see if everyone would like just be weird in person, but no,
Yeah.
it was like very normal. It was like
Very
literally
normal.
just like our
It's
videos.
insane to think like that. Fuck,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, Jay still hasn't met everyone.
Yeah.
here. I've met Jay and
Yeah.
Toby's met Jay, but that's it. These other guys don't even know what Jay looks like, so Oh, Mason. does?
yeah,
Oh,
Mason
no,
gets
no, you
fucking
see like a
special
photo.
treatment.
And
He's got a really big dick.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
No. But in short, no. I think that we're pretty much the same in real life as
I
when
think
we
we're
are
worse in
talking
real
online.
life than we are.
Yeah, we are
on
pretty
the
bad in
internet.
real life. We are.
It's just
Yes.
it's really just you amplify it by like 3 times, and that's pretty much us IRL. Like shit
Yeah.
gets more fucked. We have these stories. You can't have these stories on fucking CS:GO. Like this is only IRL shit with all of us together. So yeah, to answer the
They're
question,
banger memories.
to answer the question, we do act different, but it's just the same amplified.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
here's a good one. At Nicholas at Nicholas says, "Are your vids actually scripted?"
No, that's Liam. Liam asked that.
Well, you fucking confused me with all the fucking ats.
Yeah,
Well,
I know,
that's
I know.
John. John put that there. It's Liam.
I know.
Liam
Which one is it?
82851211. Are your vids actually scripted? Well, no, they're not.
They're not. No, they're not. It's a fucking joke. I cannot believe that it's going to the point where people actually believe it now.
If this shit was scripted, it would be the most fucked up writers ever.
Yeah,
Any idea how difficult
Yeah.
it would be and how much more time consuming it would be for me to write a script every week?
And have us
That was that
perform
funny.
it. perfectly.
Yeah, that was like you can't get this content any other way than just improv, and we're all just good at improv, and that's
And
how we get videos.
improv does still take a bit of time too. Like it's not something you can do 24/7. Otherwise, Fitz would be uploading daily.
Well, yeah, like the reason I upload so sparingly is because not every session's funny. Like I just looked over our Fortnite footage from yesterday. I didn't get a single joke.
We all
Not a
wanted to
single
die.
fucking one. I didn't get a single one. Part of that was because we were tryharding, but you get the idea. It's not fucking scripted.
All right. Well, here is one by Matt Shore, 19. Why is Fitz not funny anymore?
You know what? Matt Shore? You know what? Go fuck yourself, okay? I have been putting myself in... Like, it's a difficult thing as a YouTuber to... Oh, he was just coughing. I thought he was going to, like, make some snarky remark.
No, I was just coughing.
Okay, no. Like, it's hard as a YouTuber to look through your footage and hear yourself tell a joke and be like, ha, I'm such a fucking funny guy. That's going in the video. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's difficult to laugh at yourself when you're watching yourself back, because most of the time you just think, you're such a fucking cringy bastard. Like, why would you say that?
Yep.
But, I've been making a conscious effort to work on that, and I include myself in my videos now more than I ever have. Like it's probably like, I would say somewhere like a third of the jokes in my videos now are mine, and then like
2/3 are mine,
or like other people. No, like a lot of them are you. But you know what? You wouldn't be able to exist as a funny element in my videos if it wasn't for our back and forth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of the same for me. Like a lot of the footage that's in Fitz's videos, I don't use myself. Part of the reason for that is I think a lot of the jokes and a lot of the comedy that I do in those videos won't work from a first-person perspective. It can only really work in the third person with the spectator watching, which is why like my comedy is more like zany and fucking abstract when it's in Fitz videos, because I can just do more shit that's like bit-oriented. Whereas in mine, it's just general funny moments cut up. But that's
let's say, for example,
CSGO.
that it was just you telling jokes in my videos without me contributing to the bit at all. You would just look like a lunatic. You would just look like a fucking raving lunatic. Mm-hmm. you know what I mean? Like,
which is basically John's new video.
Up the friend group.
Basically, John's new video when I smoked a fucking ton of weed with iNut and Rack.
Yeah, well, we all thrive off improv, and part of that is just someone going nuts and everyone else is shaping it into a bit as we go.
Exactly.
Like, that's literally what it is. Like, you're sculpting the joke at all times and trying to, like, bring it to a punchline. And the good thing about this group is that everyone's normally on the same page with that, and everyone's kind of, like, got the idea of where we're taking the joke, and it almost always ends up there. So
yeah, it's good. It's a hive mind.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like
I think
Skynet.
that's what makes our videos stand out. We have, like, a very different comedic style to many other gaming YouTubers, I think.
All right. I think that about wraps up that question. We got a question from @_KKRIII, or III. Yeah, III. So, Curry, if you hadn't become YouTubers, what would you guys most likely be doing?
Begging.
Or like swinging from a rafter.
Interesting question.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait.
That was
Swagger would have failed.
Oh my god, God.
I don't get it.
Failed college, would have shamed his family, and then would have committed Sudoku.
Yeah, pretty much. No,
Oh my god, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably be like making games, doing my computer science degree. I probably would have had more time to focus on that and not fail out of comp sci if I wasn't doing YouTube. But even then, it could have gone the way of radio, television, and film, and I probably could have found some success in that. I'd just be in college. I'd be in college just doing my shit. Really, I'd probably be way more unhappy. But yeah, I wouldn't be dead. Hopefully,
I'm probably the same. Probably wouldn't
be
be
in
either.
college. Yeah.
Yep,
You,
wasting your money.
I probably
Same
would have
here.
gone to radio school or something like that.
Rodeo school?
Radio.
Damn,
Oh,
dude.
I was gonna say.
I think he'd actually be like a real good rodeo guy. Yeah.
Be a cowboy.
I've always wanted to ride bulls, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's not really a big answer to that. It's just college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
pretty
not
much.
much for young people to do
Yeah.
other than to just work or go to
Yeah.
college.
Jack off, get a
education
girlfriend.
and learning.
Yeah.
Just be a normal Joe.
Yep, you're an average,
I wouldn't.
boring
Let's
loser,
just clear,
like everybody
let's just clear it
listening.
off the table. I wouldn't end up
Just
in
like the
college.
listeners, just be pathetic as fuck. Yeah.
We love you, but not
right, well,
actually.
well-
It's all platonic.
I really like
Moving
this.
on.
I think this question could be interesting from Mastermind. How did you guys balance school and YouTube?
I
I think,
didn't.
Ooh.
and
Yeah,
also
yeah.
just also balancing just standard real life with YouTube.
Yeah, you know how I balance YouTube? I dropped out of college. That's what happened. That's how I made the balance.
I
But-
got an editor.
Yeah, you got an editor. I mean,
I wasn't at school when my YouTube took off. I was just working, so that was easy. I just dropped shifts until I became successful. Just like start, I just fucking when my channel started blowing up, I was like, okay, I'll drop a shift here, until I was like working like 1 hour a week, and I was like, well, I should just leave this job, so I left.
yeah, 1
Yeah,
hour.
legit.
away.
I go to work. I gave no fucks about it towards the end of my work at the
Must have been
restaurant.
fun.
I was like customers would give me shit. I'd be like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna be famous, bitch." Suck my
Yeah.
dick. Drop an oyster on
yeah,
it.
you give them their autograph. Give them your autograph.
Yeah,
Just be like, yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be worth money.
I'd spit on his face and be like, "Keep it. It'll be worth something someday."
Yeah, get the DNA and sell it on eBay. But
Yep.
I balance it. I have a big fucking calendar that's on like my desk at all times. I usually do a thing where Saturdays release, Sundays just kind of.
Oh my god, no one gives a fuck about that. Just say
No.
you have a calendar.
It's part of the question, you fucking retard.
Sit down.
Sunday, Saturday's release, Sunday's chilled. 11, I'm looking at my calendar, 11 is Monday. So Monday would be like recording or like recording and editing plus my stream. Tuesday would be for like hanging out with friends or, going home to visit my family or call my parents and my family and just be like, hey, what's going on? More like social oriented. Then Wednesday is streaming and editing. Then Thursday and Friday are usually like my big crunch times or hangout sessions with friends, and then Saturday's release. And that's usually the formula I've been going with, structuring my days to make sure I don't burn out.
That's
I have
really
this
good.
really similar thing where I like make a schedule, except I just don't follow it at all.
I just do
that
whatever the
works really
fuck
well
I
for me.
want. At any time. If
I
I
don't
don't
have
want
a
to
social
upload,
life.
I won't fucking upload. If I want to upload that day, that week, that month,
Yeah, I'm the
that
same.
fucking year, I'll do it.
Oh, well, that really
works out
explains
really
your
well.
lack of success.
Yeah.
No, but it highlights my more happiness.
Yeah.
You're fucking depressed. What are you talking about? What about balancing personal life with YouTube?
I
mean,
don't do that.
Neither.
I do it.
Neither.
I don't have a personal
Mental
life.
health just takes the biggest rip of them all when you care about something.
Yeah.
I do it
I
pretty
mean, like,
well. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Swagger
just,
does.
it's just when I hang out with my friends, like, YouTube's just the point of discussion. Oh, you hit 1 million, you're famous now. I'm like, yeah. How's college? You
you
want
can't
to
escape it.
Yeah, you just don't want to, you don't want to come off as a fucking asshole, and you don't want to come off as a boastful fag. So I like to change the subject. But if someone's really into YouTube and they're actually fans of me and Fitz or our whole group, and they ask me about shit, I'll usually give them like the juicy like inside knowledge that I just know. And they'll be like, "Oh, dude, that's insane! I can't believe that." I'll be like, "Yeah, you can tell your friends if you want. I mean, no one will fucking believe you anyways. So, that's kind of how it is." But a lot of
Wow,
them.
so you've been snitching the whole time.
Oh no, not on you guys. Just generally like what I know about some YouTubers. I really don't have any dirt on you guys besides Mason. But
Monk ass, dude.
Everyone's got dirt on Mason, dude.
Let's hope-
You
let's
can't
hope-
walk in a room without getting dirt everywhere.
Yeah.
He's the
Let's hope-
filthiest guy.
yeah, dude, barefoot, walking fucking barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But
See, I was the opposite. Going back to that, I was the opposite. I had an issue. Like once I started YouTube full time, I actually just burnt myself out really quick because I was just
Yeah.
like, doing it like 24/7, like only
It's
recording.
it's what I'm
YouTube.
trying to avoid.
Literally the same.
That's why I'm just taking a break
common.
now with my uploads.
I'm like, for me, it's like a constant balancing act. It's like some weeks I'll have like the worst mental health week ever. Some weeks I'll be on top of the world, For me, it really just comes down to like, if I'm exercising and shit, like that comes first. If I stop doing that, then I'm fucked. And then it's also like seeing people outside of my little hovel because I live alone. So if I don't like leave my apartment for a week and I just work on videos, then I literally am just
You
like
just sit there and just
crazy
order
by the end of
Uber
the
Eats
week.
all day and just be like locked
Oh,
in
dude, you have no
there.
idea.
It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I was really embarrassed. Like, not my landlord, but like the building manager came into my apartment for a fire alarm check, and I forgot to clean up all my Uber Eats bags. I keep my apartment very tidy, right? But there's just like there must have been 20 Uber Eats bags just lining like the side of this wall, and he just like looks at them, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's like.
It's for a video.
Like, I cook
I
sometimes.
had a party.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we did an Uber Eats party. It was no big deal. It's fucking like the worst feeling. Everyone's just like, you fucking.
I think I had it worse mental health wise. It was in the winter. It was when everyone was gone for like a break. I think it was like spring break, but the fucking like it wasn't at daylight saving time. So I had this fucked schedule because I have to record with you guys. So I'd be up recording till like 4 or 5 a.m. Then I'd go to sleep. Then I'd wake up at 4 or 5 p.m. And then I'd wake up. I'd get out of bed. I'd go outside. I'd watch the sunset. And I'd be like, that was pretty. And then I'd go inside, take a shower, and then start my day. And then, I'd go all the way through, and then I'd go outside, I'd see the sunrise, be like, that's pretty, and then I'd go to bed. So literally, I was living in darkness for like fucking 2 weeks with no one to hang out with, and it just stabbed my fucking frontal cortex with just fucking pins and needles until like it turned to mush, and I just had to correct the fucking sleep schedule because I just wasn't right in the head at one point. When you live in darkness,
one of those
it's not
like
fun.
Russian cities where like they get no daylight at all.
Oh
It's,
yeah,
like,
why would you even
depressing all the
live
time.
there? Like holy shit!
Well,
It's like living in
it's pretty
Alaska.
fucked.
You got bears and no sun. It's like, or too much sun. That shit's
hey,
fun.
but you got lots of snow.
Yeah, who doesn't like snow?
Exactly. All right, well, I guess that kind of answers that question. Green Tea Soper asks, who has the biggest dick? Well, funny story. I've actually seen Mason's
It was
dick.
an act. Oh yeah, you have.
Everyone's seen his
no
everyone.
accident.
Everyone has seen
Real
Mason.
fucking
When we
I
were-
think I've
It's
When
pretty
we were-
big.
seen Mason's
Just
dick.
saying.
we
it's
got to
pretty
tell the
big.
story of you in Paris and the Airbnb.
Oh,
We were
with
all
his
just
Tinder
chilling
pic?
in the morning. We're all just chilling, and Mason goes, "Yo, can someone take a photo for me?" And he takes all his clothes off, and he stands out on the balcony in this like really nice Airbnb, completely naked, and then gets Sam, one of our friends, to take a photo of him. And then he climbs up on this on the like ledge above the fireplace and just lies there waiting for Swagger to get out of the shower.
Yeah,
It was
I
fucking
get out of the
hilarious.
shower. I get out of the shower. He hears the door open. He goes, "Swags, come here." And I was like, "Oh, what?" I walk in. I have a fucking towel around my waist. And he's just fucking doing this pose. The pose is on his Twitter. It's his fucking pinned tweet on
it's his
Twitter.
pinned tweet.
So I walk in and I just see fucking that. And I just spin on my heel. Don't say a word, and I just fucking walk back to my room. And
It was
he's
the
just,
best
he's
response.
just dying laughing. But that wasn't, I didn't see your dick either way. I just saw you naked on a fireplace, and I was like, okay, I don't want to see that. And then I walked away. But we were in a Discord call, and you fucking
Oh my god.
you had your phone and you had your camera on and you were like doing a video call with us on Discord. You were like, "Oh yeah, I'm tired. I'm gonna go take a shower and I'm gonna do all this shit." And so we were just having like a bullshit, and then you just go, "Okay, guys, bye," and you fucking flash your camera at your mirror and wave, and you're just completely naked and your
With the
dick
biggest
is
grin on his face.
biggest fucking grin.
Ass naked.
And everybody,
just right
and
there.
everybody in unison just goes like that.
Wait, this is all I hear because I hung up straight away. All I hear is ah! Legit, all I fucking hear. I laughed so hard.
had the
I
biggest
joined the
smile on his
call.
face,
I
too.
joined the call right after and muted just to hear your reactions because it was so fucking.
So fucking gross. Such a shit.
You know what, Mason? This is how I think about Mason. Like you know how like you'll occasionally you'll be walking down the street and you'll just get a fucked up thought like, I wonder what would happen if I just ran into oncoming traffic right now.
Oh, yeah,
you get
that's
fucked
me.
up thoughts like that, but you'll never
Yeah.
do it. Mason actually does it every time.
I'm
Stay
pretty
follows
sure.
through
Well,
with
I'm
this.
pretty sure. I'm honestly dead ass. I'm pretty sure I'm
Fucking
schizophrenic.
hell.
I'm saying I am. I don't care what anyone says. I have schizophrenia.
He's
All right.
convinced that he's diagnosed himself with schizophrenia.
I
even though
do
he's never
have
seen
it.
a medical
I hear
professional.
He's just an
voices,
idiot.
dude.
He's just a fucking
Like-
retard.
Just your
You're
fucking
hearing your
thoughts, dude.
conscience.
Just
Remember
voices.
outside the Off-White store where I'm like, imagine if I jump from that balcony to that balcony, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
You didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but like
didn't
my
do it.
voice,
Pussy.
but like because
You
the
had a
punishment
thought.
that
You had a thought.
the punishment that the voice told me
No,
wasn't.
he didn't
good
have a
enough.
thought. He had a What does he call
A
them?
vision. He had a vision.
Epiphanies.
He had visions.
Visions.
Yeah. All right.
Epiphany.
Let's see.
Anyway, long story short, I'm fucked up. Next question.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no
Okay,
kidding.
this one's
they've
from.
all heard the Poland story by now, so they're
Yeah.
probably like very like tentatively listening to this podcast. Like, is everything going to be as fucked up as
Yeah,
this?
if you
It's only gonna get, dude. This is the beginning. This
Yeah.
is
I-
the beginning.
If for some
Yeah.
reason, you skipped out on the last podcast, that's the Poland story. Definitely go and give it a listen because it's
Yeah.
fucking insane.
It's probably the best episode we'll ever do. Like, it's all
Yeah.
downhill
Yeah.
from here.
This one,
I'm
this
very
question,
interested to read the comments when that comes out. I'm very interested to read the comments
Yeah.
and the 5-star reviews on iTunes. Cannot wait to read all the 5-star reviews on iTunes.
we
Dude,
only
was
read
it, wait, did it
5-star
actually,
reviews.
did it
5-star
actually,
reviews.
did it actually pog off on iTunes?
I'm
It's been
not
pretty
sure.
well.
It's
Yeah,
doing-
I mean,
doing pretty well.
we haven't like, yeah,
We haven't
Yeah.
advertised it like officially in our videos yet. It's all been through Discord and Twitter. But anyways,
you know.
this one is from @the1Galadriel. How do you guys feel or react to people fanboying over you when they come across you in a game?
I actually throw up in my mouth every time. It's actually probably one of the worst things about being a
Peasants
YouTuber.
talking to me, just ugh.
I got it the worst.
Because your community's
What do you mean
toxic.
you got it the worst?
Because Russ, you build a base and someone finds you and where you live, you don't get to live there anymore in peace. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
The rest of that week, you can't live there. You must migrate to a different location. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's
Nah,
a
but in all
tough.
seriousness, like most of the time, it's fine. You know, like it's
humbling.
normally humbling and it's very flattering. But you know, it depends on like the way they act. You know, because you do run into people who
Yeah.
are like uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
recall.
or just straight up toxic.
I recall going into this surf server. It was this one guy. I think he was like either Dutch or Polish. He had this weird accent. Kid sounded like he was like 10 or 11. And I go in. I had to have been at like 75K subs, so it's not like I was even like big. But he was apparently a fan, and he just goes, "Oh, Swaggersouls! Oh my god! Oh my god!" He's screaming into his mic. And I say nothing. I said nothing for like
Your
a solid
mic just
5 minutes.
peaked so
I know. Because that's
Yeah,
what
it's
it
one
was
of those
like.
things where like you can
It was fucking
understand it, but it's also
crazy.
like, why are you yelling? Like, you could just have a conversation
Yeah.
with me if you just shut the fuck
You
up.
could just say,
you know,
yeah,
like-
just like if you're a fan and you come
Yeah.
across any of us in a game, I think we'll all be okay if you go, "Hey man, love your content, keep it up," and then
Yeah.
you could go into a dialogue or a conversation or ask a question, but don't ever just don't be like, "Is that the real Swaggersouls? Is that the real Mccreamy?" Dude, I love your
mean-
shit, dude. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm
Well,
talking to you.
It depends. Like, you know, if they were like initially and then calm down, that's fine because you can kind of understand it. But if they just constantly do it, then it's
Yeah.
like it's gotten past the point of like reasonable fanboying
Yeah,
and to the
it's
point of
fair.
like, okay, you're fucking annoying.
Yeah, that's
but-
fair.
You know, the worst is when you meet fans who watch our videos and they're young normally, the ones who do this, and they think that they understand our humor and that our humor is just to be really, really inappropriate and offensive, but with no comedy involved.
Yeah.
So like you'll meet a fan and they'll just be like, haha, don't you just hate black people? And I'm like, dude, that's not fucking funny.
God.
Yeah.
It's not fucking funny. Like that's just
Wait, what the fuck is? What?
why would you
why
say
the
that?
fuck
It's
would
not
you say
comedy.
that?
That's just a fucking racist statement.
I remember because
Identify that with a response.
I remember being at a meetup.
Yeah.
I think when we were at Boston, and Mason was just getting bullied by all these kids, like hardcore, like they were
I
just
got roasted
they were just
so bad.
roasting the shit out of him, and they were laughing.
I left that building with a tan, dude. I was fucking copping heat.
Yeah, it was fucking. But and I was like, you know what it probably is probably because we goof on you a lot in our videos,
Yeah.
and they think that's par
This
for the course.
this one
that's all they
kid, the
see.
one that you drew. No, the one with the fucking who you drew your name on his chest. He was just calling
Yeah,
me
okay.
flat out autistic.
Yeah, he was
fag.
literally just calling you a faggot.
Yeah,
and you're like,
he's
"You're
just
an
like
autistic
you
fag."
mean nothing to that group. You're nothing. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, ha, thanks.
Yeah, well,
Like
that's
what else can I say? I'm not gonna be like fuck.
Jesus.
I
bitch.
appreciate that.
That's gone past the point of
I
him like
appreciate the
playing into
feedback.
the role you play in the group and into more like him taking his own shit out on you.
Yeah,
if he's saying
I think he's
stuff
just
like,
a hater at that
They
point.
don't care about you at all. You're nothing to them.
Yeah.
You know you were just pathetic, all right, Zuckles? You're
Oh,
a
man.
fucking loser.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, fan interactions can be good and bad. I've mostly had positive fan interactions. I think,
dude, I meet
think,
a lot of meth addicts.
like
I'm gonna say that right now.
We have a really good.
Geelong.
Oh my god, no! I have a story. I have a story, dude.
Those aren't
Dude.
fans.
So I was catching, I went to go see Ryan this one night, and I had to catch the Gull bus to get to Melbourne because trains weren't running because it was a public holiday. And dude, oh my god, I made the biggest mistake. I shouldn't have complimented this kid's shoes. I shouldn't have done it. Okay, so like mum pulls up, like the train station is next to the police station, as most are. Well, maybe only in Geelong. I don't know how it works.
Probably only in Geelong, yeah, but go
Yeah,
on.
only in Geelong. But yeah, we pull up and I'm like, oh yeah, bye, see you, mum, love you, whatever. And I get to towards the train station. There's like these bunch of people screaming and carrying on, like as most people will be like outside a train station. And I was waiting, and I was waiting for that Gull bus to rock up. And I realized I had to tap on like with my Mikey before I got on. So like, oh shit. And I started walking over towards the meter thing. And this kid was tapping and he had like these off-white Jordan collabs, the ones that Ryan have, the red ones.
Really? Fuck.
Yeah. But after I after I complimented it and he turned it around, after I complimented it and after I complimented it and he turned around, I realized they were fake because, you know, in Geelong, not many people have teeth. But yeah,
No
I'm like,
teeth, no degree.
I look at the shoes. I'm like, oh shit, dude, nice fucking shoes. And he turns around and like these kids were on. Well, I'll tell you like towards the end, but these kids were on something. And he looks right at me and he like stares at me for a couple seconds, like directly in my fucking eyes, dude. Like didn't say a word. He's like breathing too, and he's like, wait, do you play computer? I'm like, what? Who the fuck turns around and says that, dude? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I do play computer. He's like, are you Zuckles? And I'm like, oh shit. No. Any other time, I'd be like, oh shit, this is cool. But no, I was straight like, dude, I fucked up. I fucked up big time. And now I'm actually Monka-essing thinking if they're going to hear this because what I'm about to tell you is fucked. So I turned around and, you know, he started talking to me. He automatically associated himself with me. And he's like, dude, I've been watching you for like 2 years, man. Yeah, I messaged you, but you never replied. I'm like, wait. What?
Monka is.
And he like pulls up his phone. He shows me these Facebook messages from like 2016, dude. He's like, dude, you're awesome. Reply. Like, he's like telling me to reply. And so we got on the bus and he's like, yeah, come sit down here, man. Because they were going, this was on a Sunday, right? On a Sunday. And these kids were still going out to like party and shit. And like, yeah, we're going to fucking like Cloud9 or some shit like that in Melbourne. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. As you do on a Sunday. And he's like, yeah, come sit down here, man. Yeah. And I'm like, I sit down and the bus is dead quiet because it's like 10 o'clock at night. And these kids are fucking screaming and howling on this bus, dude. They're like, yeah, I'm fucked, cunt. I'm so fucked. And like, they're literally, these people are turning around and looking at them. And when he got on the bus, the driver like turned to him and he's like, he said, dude, if you keep being loud, we're gonna have to kick you off this bus. He's like, no, I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And I shit you not, these kids were screaming. And I asked him what he was on. He just flat out said he was on Bix. So I was like,
What's
okay.
Bix?
Bix ecstasy. It's like he was ready to party, dude, and like, it was fucked. The cunt couldn't speak. I'm like, yeah, I've got a phone call with my manager. I'm gonna head to the back of the bus real quick. Kept my head low the whole fucking time, dude. I wasn't peeking anymore after that.
Jeez.
Fucking hell. How old were these kids?
These kids were like 18, 20.
Fucking hell.
And they all knew who I was. Like,
Just goes to show
18,
our
20,
audience.
30.
I'm genuinely surprised. Like, well, not surprised, but I'm glad to see. Not that having young fans is bad, but on the convention and stuff, most of our fans are like around the 16 to 20 age range. I'd say we do get younger fans, but a lot of them are like, we don't have like a kid audience, which is nice to see considering our videos shouldn't have a kid audience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That being said, it's also a shame that we have so many crack addicts, but what are you going to do? Next question.
This one is by @EquippedFogLive. Do you ever get so mad at your friends that you just want to leave the call and get off for the day? Funny you ask this question.
Oh.
Now,
Yeah.
it was an accident.
Yep. Back in that ad segment about Fortify, go to fortify.me/misfits. But
Great product.
yeah, but at that ag segment, I had to write the script like right before we did the podcast because we're all so terribly unorganized. So I spent about 15 minutes writing the script, and then I posted in the Discord, and I go, "Hey everybody, like, what do you think, about this?" And I'm reading it out loud. I'm halfway through it, and Mason fucking deletes it, and I couldn't get it back. So he just
spent all this time working on it.
Completely
It was
deleted
perfect. It was real funny. It was
Dude,
great.
I'm defending myself here, okay? I tried to copy and paste it as a meme.
Yep.
But you're
fucked
retarded
up.
and you fucked up.
Yeah.
And you
apologize
refused.
after.
You refused to apologize for it. You're like, nah, I'm not gonna apologize. Get fucked. And then that was that. I was so
Listeners,
upset.
words cannot describe how genuinely, like, how much genuine frustration Swagger felt at that moment. He like screamed. He was like,
was
I've never
really
actually
angry.
heard him this angry in my life.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think. He was very upset.
why that's yeah.
I wanted to give up, and then I just had to bite the bullet because no one else wanted to fucking write the script, so I just wrote it out again. I think it was still all right, but yeah, I have gotten so mad at my friends that I have contemplated to leave the call and get off for the day. Thanks, Mason. Anyway,
I do that all the
You're pretty
time.
good though.
I do that all the time. We'll be playing, and I'm just not feeling. It's not getting mad with my friends, but sometimes you just don't feel it. You
Yeah.
don't feel like playing, so
You
you
don't
just
feel the
you just
vibe.
leave. I'm notorious for being way too blunt and just being an asshole when I'm not feeling it. I'm just trying to work on
At
it.
least you can admit
But,
it. Admit
yeah.
it, all right? That's the main
Yeah,
thing.
like that time when it was actually in my I think it was in a few videos. Like Toby's like, we're playing on Cash, we're playing CS:GO, and Toby's like, "The Swagger, you ever feel like you're forcing your comedy?" And he didn't
Oh,
mean it in a
dude.
he didn't mean it in a
Well,
negative way.
and I know you
but, like
didn't
it
mean it
was
in a
so
negative way.
uncomfortable. It was so
Yeah.
uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
for, like, and then he was just quiet
Oh
for
my
15
God.
minutes, and we're like, "Hey Toby, like, are you like all good, dude?" He's like, "Oh no, sorry, I was just watching YouTube videos." We're like, "What the fuck, dude? You're like watching YouTube videos where we're all playing?" Like, holy shit, it was quite the kerfuffle.
it was funny.
was so fucking
I didn't take it personally. I knew it was. I just turned it
Yeah.
into a joke.
Yeah,
so
no.
it's no worries,
we all
man.
like
It's all
we all
good.
laid into him for like 15
Oh,
minutes,
yeah,
which
it
is
was
probably why
fun.
he was watching YouTube
Yeah.
videos.
No, I
but-
sat there monk-essing, dude. I wasn't saying
yeah, it was
shit.
pretty monkey-esque. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a bit uncomfortable.
Oh, I was laughing at it. It was fine by me. Oh, here's a really good one by @Leslie3270. What YouTubers do you guys personally watch? / who are your favorite YouTubers?
I just watch myself on repeat normally.
Same. I just watch Fitz.
I don't really watch that many channels. I watch fucking channels you wouldn't expect. I really don't watch a lot of YouTubers. There's like this channel called the Mitchellax, which upload like once a week, and they're just like this family from Britain who just like make fucking like really really high quality vlogs, which I just like watching on a Monday morning with my cup of coffee. But other than that, like I don't really watch anyone else consistently enough to say that I'm like a big fan. Maybe Donkey, I guess, is pretty good. Oh, David Dobrik.
Yeah,
like, for sure.
Dobrik.
Dobrik's like probably one of the only like
Yeah.
mainstream YouTubers that I would watch like every video of, I'd say.
Yeah, I watch a ton. I watch this guy Ahoy. He does video essays, primitive technology. He does all the shit in the
Fucking
woods.
upload it, though.
This one guy, Psych Substance. He does a lot of shit about drugs and
He's
drug
cool.
education. Internet Historian makes great video essays on just shit from the internet. The Report of the Week, best food review channel in the world.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, everyone that I watch also has no upload
Best.
schedule. I wonder
Yeah.
if that's...
There's a guy.
I just watch the channels that upload rare but good content.
There's a guy, Frederick
Those are the
Knudsen.
best.
He does this series called Down the Rabbit Hole, where he explores shit that's from the internet or shit that's very little known, like not very well known, like stuff that's happened in history. He'll go through that. Cody's Lab is a good one. I'm just going through my shit right now.
Yeah, why don't you just
picking them
list
out.
your fucking subscriptions?
That's what I was pretty much doing.
What about everyone else?
And Daniel, for
Okay,
myself.
I watch, I seriously though, I watch like a lot of fucked up shit, as you can assume. Like I lean towards more of like the Max Mofo, Filthy Frank, iDubbbz kind of side of YouTube. And I like my dose of National Geographic too, I'm not gonna lie.
No, you
really
don't. Are
I
you
do.
kidding me?
Last
You
week,
do not.
I found out you can tickle rats, dude. You can tickle rats, and they chase your hand if you tickle them.
Dude,
How
I'm
crazy
Coyote
is that?
Peterson, and today I'm going to be tickling the mole rat.
It's just me in a box, like putting the fucking hands up and just
He
walking.
like
fucking-
gives it a tickle. He's like, ah!
you
I can't
fucking
feel my
hate Nat.
forearm!
You hate Nat Geo. I had that shit on in fucking. We were in Rotterdam, and you kept telling me to turn this shit off.
Yeah, because it wasn't something I was interested in.
You were
The
like,
good thing
you're like,
about
"This
National
fucking
Geographic
boring.
is you can
I don't want
select
to
what
fucking
you
learn.
want.
I dropped out of school.
Zuckles, you'd like this channel called the Tara Dara Bros. You know,
Oh,
they're-
yeah, they're awesome.
they're like
is
these
nothing-
two Australian kids who just like go out in the wilderness and just like hunt and shit. They actually make real good
Oh,
content. I think they're
yeah.
the Tara Dara Brothers.
Yeah,
or
they
something like
do the
that.
catch and cook.
Dude, I want to go like do a
Yeah.
video or like fight a snake or some shit, dude.
Dude, those
like
kids are
literally
like
punch on
you,
with
but
a
they
snake.
actually are intelligent. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, come on, bro.
Like they actually
Yeah.
have like life skills. It's nuts. They're like the same as you. Yeah.
Like they catch
What about-
Wait,
pigs and
really?
shit, dude.
That's
Yeah,
nutty.
they're like Zuckles
Holy
dropped in the
shit.
wild,
Dude's
but he's
cool
not a
as.
pussy. You know, like
No,
they
we
actually
should
succeed.
actually do that thing where if we're gonna shave my head again, we're gonna do a Rust spoof of it where we just chuck me in the middle of nowhere and see how long I survive for.
Yeah,
Oh,
give you
I'll
a
eat my
Rust
shitty grubs and
cosplay.
shit, and I'll be naked too. It'll be pog.
Yeah.
Rust IRL.
Yep.
Rust.
John, what do you watch?
I watch like Alex Steele is a YouTuber I watch a lot. He's a
Ooh,
blacksmith.
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's really cool. I watch a lot of car YouTubers like TJ Hunt and Shmee and stuff like that. I like cars and like cool blacksmithing and shit like that.
Cars.
I really like Corridor Digital. Yeah, cool.
Oh, they're good.
Oh yeah.
But I like their behind the scenes stuff more than I like their actual what they make.
Same here. I had to do my my muzzle flashes on my 750K special. I just looked up the fucking Freddie Wong tutorial that they
Yeah.
had.
Freddie Wong.
Fucking
The OGs
perfect.
of YouTube, dude.
Oh yeah.
What
they're
about
doing
what about
VR
you,
shit.
Jay?
Me, I watch a lot of Fortnite YouTubers. It sounds pretty
Mostly
like generic
Ali A.
and shit. But no. I watch like a lot of fucking good, like really, really good players to just
Jamok, dude. Jamok.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Other than
fucker.
that, it's like fucking Gus Johnson. I fucking love
Oh,
that
he's
dude.
hilarious.
Oh yeah,
It's the
Gus is a good guy.
funniest, yeah.
Roy
But
Purdy's
yeah, I don't
pretty
really
good.
watch much other than that. Yeah, that's me.
What about you, Matt?
Honestly, I don't really watch anyone consistent enough to be like, oh yeah, I watch them. I like at the top of my head, maybe like regular car reviews, since it's kind of like how I did my parodies, but for like car reviews. And then
Yeah.
Kai W, like another videographer, camera guy, and that's about it I can really think of for a consistent one.
Do you
that I
ever-
watch. Other than that, it's just like.
Do you guys
whatever.
have like? Sorry, sorry, I didn't mean to like cut you off. I thought you were done
Jesus
speaking.
Christ.
My bad.
Yeah, I really love. So do you
What are you saying?
Do you guys like have like a nostalgia channel that you watch, like that you used to watch when you were
ooh.
younger, maybe that you
Ooh,
just go
yes.
back and binge
Yeah.
occasionally,
dude.
like when you're feeling
PewDiePie.
tired?
Machinima Respawn, dude.
Frankie
I love
on PC.
Respawn Inbox.
Oh yeah, Frankie's DayZ series. That's pretty good. I watched. There's this guy called Northern Lion who has been playing the Binding of Isaac
yes.
for literally 10 consecutive years. He uploads like a Binding of Isaac video every day. He's been doing it for like 5 years. I don't know how he does it, dude. He's fucking a machine.
10,000 videos.
He's nuts. But yeah, I just like watching his videos like when I'm about to go to sleep, just listening to him ramble and shit,
Psychic
you know? That's
Pebbles,
just the
Oni
best.
NG. You know, like those old school animators, like Super
Yeah.
was into them. Like old Ego Raptor shit before he went to Game Grumps. Like that kind of shit I was really into.
For sure.
SSOH
well,
PKC as well. Creatures.
Should we I don't want to keep interrupting people, but you guys are just fucking not shutting the fuck up today. Should we do one? Should we do one more question?
Yeah, I think one more and then
close out the
it off.
podcast.
Oh, at Casual Minotaur 1. Do you support the LGBTQ plus community?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yes.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
Of course we
of
do.
course, everyone should be able to just live their life, you know, no matter who they are, without,
dude.
you know, being fucking rejected by society. You know, that's fucked up.
Yeah. I care.
Obviously.
I
We tell
care
a lot
about.
of we tell a lot of jokes on the channels which are like offensive intentionally and edgy kind of comedy, but you know, obviously all of that's in jest. Like we don't leave anyone out of that, by the way.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
mock ourselves, we mock like people of every group identity. You know, like there's comedy in all sorts of places if you look, and you know, it doesn't really matter like what the context is or if it's a sensitive subject. You know, if it's funny, it's going in the video. So yeah.
Yeah.
We don't. None of us, I'm pretty sure,
Oh,
have
yeah.
a hateful bone in our body towards
No.
any like.
Oh, no, of
group
course.
people, you
I
know,
always
like, what the fuck?
always judge.
You have to be like a psycho.
Yeah, I judge a person when I meet them just by an individual basis, how they are with their personality.
Yeah.
Like if you're gay and you're a cunt, then you're a fucking cunt. If you're gay and you're a nice
No,
guy,
you're a
then,
gay
then it's
cunt.
fine. Yeah, gay cunt.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think
You
in
know,
general, it's a good idea to stop categorizing people and just treat people as individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
just
that way
based on-
everything is
that's
just
it.
much more simple.
Just
Just
based,
live how you
based
wanna
on
live.
personality. It's fine by me. If you're gay or you think you're a worm, I don't care.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's all up to
Unless
you.
you're like rubbing it in your face, like, yeah, I'm a fucking worm. Like, you fucking normal mortals are bitches. you
Yeah,
know,
like don't
fuck
eat
you, worm
eat
guy.
dirt in front of me, okay? Like
Yeah,
that's just
all I
gross.
see, look, everyone's equal. All I see is YouTubers and non-YouTubers, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like if you're famous, maybe you got a shot at being my friend. If you're not
Yeah.
famous, go suck my
Yeah.
dick. You know, like pretty much that's like my philosophy.
especially if you're part of the LGBTQ community.
I feel that.
Dude, have you ever had a guy suck your dick? It's the best feeling ever. Well, with that note,
I'd
guys,
suck a
let's
dick.
end the
Well,
like as we bring up the LGBTQ thing, we just fucking like all confess that we're deeply closeted
oh
homosexuals.
yeah, we're all
It's not a
we're all pretty
confession.
much gay.
It's
Yeah.
Gay for pussy.
Anyway, thanks for
I-
sucking our dick. I mean, listening to our podcast. That's probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
well-
we've been at it for about an hour and 10 minutes, right? So
Yeah,
we're probably
we should
time to
still
wrap it up.
cover the fact that we dropped our podcast and
yeah.
when we're going to be when will it be on Spotify and when the release date for every podcast is going to be. I mean, they'll probably know by the time we release the fucking Poland story, which will be
Yeah, podcast is going to be released on the same day it always is, guys, which is Friday for Americans. I believe.
Yeah, it's Saturday for anyone else in the world.
Yes, like Friday LA time.
I don't
you
know
know,
if that's how it works, but all right.
I guess. Fucking,
Yeah.
it's Saturday for us in New Zealand and Australia, which is why it's confusing. But it's
Yeah.
Friday for Americans and people in Europe, probably. I don't
Yeah.
know. But it will be on the same time every week. Every week. It's a weekly podcast. It's a weekly show.
And I think
And,
it'll be on
and
Spotify after we get like 5 podcasts.
Yeah, we need
recorded.
5.
Yeah, so wait 5 weeks, and then it'll be on Spotify for all you stupid fucking millennials that want to listen to Spotify. Fucking goddamn LGBT.
Get with the times. It's 2018. Get iTunes. Come on. Then you can give us 5 stars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
rate us 5
5-star
stars on
reviews.
iTunes in the meantime, because that shit
Good
really
iTunes.
helps out.
Yeah.
It'll be on YouTube as well soon. Like, we'll be covering all the platforms, so don't worry. But for now, you're just going to have to chill on SoundCloud and iTunes and wherever the fuck else you can get your greasy mitts on it and support us that way.
Yeah,
Love you guys. Appreciate it.
Wait, can I do the outro? Can I do
Yeah,
the
do the
outro?
outro.
All right, go ahead.
Spaz.
Alright. Hope you enjoyed the podcast, boys. It's been real fun. It's good to see you here again this week. And yeah, boys, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.